Stephon Devereux, Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. We're back. Well, thank you for joining me. Oh, man. Before we get into my next topic here, some contracts are coming up in AEW pretty soon. Can you imagine Kenny Omega in the WWE? Could you imagine that? Okay, let's just imagine. And just imagining, just having fun, even though, hey, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. You see, MJF keeps pushing that, he's going to be the hottest free agent in a couple of years or whatever. That deal. I like that. Hey, get it out there right now, letting people know, just in case. Hey, you never know. Somebody might come and hand them that bag. Vince, you never know. Impact may do it. MLW may do it. I mean, he was in MLW for some time before he went to AEW, but that's another story. Stephon Devereux, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Oh, man, so it's been popping. These fans have been popping. Because at our last Pro Wrestling Express show, Bud Cassidy went out there and tore into one of the fans. And he had the whole section lit up. They wanted to come at him so bad. And I had an argument with one of the employees of Pro Wrestling Express. And this person was telling me about security and this and that, how we need more security. And I'm like, look, we got the security, number one. And number two, we got Bud Cassidy. That's enough security as is. If one of the marks decided to get, a little ballsy, Bud Cassidy will knock them back off their thing. But that's another story. Okay. So it's just funny how that happened. And then, the Seth Rollins incident, like right after that, a couple of days later, Seth Rollins gets attacked by a wrestling fan. And I'm not even going to give that fan any type of props. We're going to talk about that fan in a minute because I just, but here's the deal. Seth Rollins was headed back, after his match, and the fan jumped from the audience and tried to beat him up and blah, blah, blah. Seth had him in a chokehold for a second. Then the referees came and took him away and, got Seth got the guy off of Seth, and it was got cleared up pretty decently. But, this fan, this toxic idiot Mark, is out here claiming to be related to Roman Reigns, and he was doing this for the family. He was there to help out Finn Balor, and oh my goodness, it was just so funny. I was cracking up when I seen, because of course he did a video, because now he's over. The guy's over now. Okay, so it's no different than what happened at AEW. People could say, "Oh, WWE, this is what happens." Dude, this has been happening forever. It happens. Doesn't happen as much as it used to. The fans aren't as rowdy as they were because, they kind of, been told that this thing is a work, which anyway. But these fans, you got some who are, toxic idiot marks. I mean, that's just how it is. They're Tims. And you just got to deal with it the only way you know how to deal with it, and that's just smacking them around a little bit. That's how we used to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, guy get in the ring, let's say, I've seen this happen before. Guy tried to go after Kevin Nash because the NWO was hot. Usually happens when the character, the heel, is that hot, where a toxic idiot Mark will actually try to jump in the ring or attack the wrestler, the way that this dude tried to attack Seth Rollins. The people have been attacked in parking lots. But the thing about it was the wrestlers back then used to just pound the dudes. Now you were worried that they had a weapon. Yes, of course. I was always in the back of, a guy's head, especially before I got in the business. There's been times where wrestling fans have tried to attack me. Dude, I did a show in Ohio once. I've done a bunch of shows in Ohio, but it was a fair show. I think it was maybe 98. Did a fair show for my man, Mr. Backup. That was my dude, man, Mr. Backup, RIP, bro, in your face wrestling. But trained with Mr. Backup, by the way. Damn, I missed that dude. Sorry. But we did a show for him, and it was a fair show, and I was managing Big Neil, the Real Deal, my mentor. 7 feet, 7-foot giant, blah, 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 blah. And it was me as his manager. So I'm talking a lot of stuff. Why? Because I got a dude who's 7 feet tall. I mean, he's standing right next to me. Of course I'm going to talk my stuff. I'm 6'3" myself. So we picked 2 big dudes, you know what I'm saying, rolling down a daggone alleyway. We, at this fair show. So we had one fan. It was a young dude, and he would not stop. And, of course, me going out and I'm getting my heat. You know what I did? I pissed him off. I did my job. So much to the point that where the kid followed me and chased me all around the damn fair. Security was trash back then, of course, at this fair show. So I've been there before. I didn't have to get physical with the dude because Neil eventually came and, handled him for me. But I didn't have to get physical with the dude. Mr. Backup did too as well. Thing about it was it happens. It happens. These toxic idiot marks, they think that they can, beat you up because, you're entertainment. Well, dude, we know how to fight, bro. Like, I don't know about some of these new kids, but back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to know how to fight if you was going to get in this business. I'm sorry. That's just how it was. Because you just never knew if it was going to be one of the guys in the ring or if it was going to be one of the fans. Now, you had more trust in the guys in the ring, of course. And I was never a wrestler. I was a manager, but I had more trust in the guy popping me in my head, popping me in my face, so the fans can, pop and do their thing and be happy. But I didn't have to worry about it, except for one time. But that's another story. Other than that, the fans, you were more worried about the fans, because the fans were kind of crazy. So, I mean, I felt for Seth. I felt for Seth a little bit. I'll be real. But, hey, it comes with the territory. Now, is it, do you want it to happen? Of course not. But if you get an opportunity like Kevin Nash used to do, or, some of those guys, the old school guys, when a mark out in the ring, he got pummeled. Because you wanted to send a message, bruh, try me again. Try me again. Or try us again. And it wasn't just the one, it was the referee, the ring announcer, like everybody got involved. They all wanted a piece of that pie, man. It was like 10 kids coming in on a Thanksgiving night and there's only one pie. And they're saying, come and get it. And everybody's coming to get that pie. Oh, my goodness. It was so good just to get a kick and stomp it. I'm not saying that. Okay, I've done it before. But still, I mean, it happens sometimes. We've got to protect ourselves. It's like what happened with Bud Cassidy. Bud, I'm pretty sure Bud would have been able to handle himself. Bud's one of the toughest guys we got out here. Now you worry about lawsuits and so forth, but I got to worry about protecting myself. You just put them in a position, pop them in a face one time, they hit the ground, or, you worry about something happening to them that way, but that's why you grab them up and just choke them out for a minute. And that's why Seth, I'm not mad at the way Seth handled that. Chavo Guerrero was, I think. Chavo said something about, back in the, he remembers a time where the wrestlers were tougher than the fans. And some of these days, I feel what Chavo is saying, and I think he tweeted that out before all the footage came out, and that was the footage of Seth, grabbing a dude up and choking him out a little bit to make sure he couldn't do nothing else. Seth said he was afraid, dude. What was you afraid of? You know what I'm saying? You're a professional wrestler. You're an athlete, bro. What are you afraid of? Afraid that he could have had a weapon or something? Okay, but a lot of these places, I think, got like metal detectors anyway now. I believe. Maybe it's just in the hood. Who knows? But, I mean, I just didn't understand when he said he was afraid when TMZ caught up with him. But today's wrestlers, the mentality is a lot different now. I get it. But let's just be real, man. Come on, dude. You got to protect yourself, and you got to protect the business still, because you got to send a message that this guy another guy can't be stupid enough to come up and do it again. That's why that's done the way it's done. Protecting yourself and the business. It's no different than going back in the day where, if a wrestler got into a fight with a mark at a bar and that wrestler lost, goddamn, Bill Watts fired you. And people can complain about that now, because we got, but Bill Watts fired you. Why? Because you're supposed to protect yourself and the business. I can't have you getting beat up by some fan inside of a bar, and the fan go out there and tell everybody in the world, yeah, I beat up such and such. And now we got phones on our camera now and social media and so forth. Bruh, I'm surprised I don't see more of that today. I'm really surprised. Now the fans are just marks now. They just want to get pictures and so forth. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that we don't see that much of it today. But still, totally a different time, man. Totally a different time. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. How these fans are still trying to jump in the ring. But, hey, you know what? Let me shut up. I do get it. Because we're doing our jobs. Seth Rollins did his job. Bud Cassidy does his job. Terry Funk did his job. Kevin Nash did his job. The hundreds and hundreds of other wrestlers who had to do their job when a wrestler got in the ring. When a toxic idiot Mark got in the ring and they had to pound that dude. They beat him down beautifully. I miss the good old days. Wish we can go back to that just for a minute. Just so it could be broadcasted live more, because nowadays they just cut away from it when a fan does that. I mean, dude, you got to show it on TV. You cannot do this. Show those other fans. You say, don't try this at home. Look, that's keep showing this. Don't try this. Don't be a toxic internet mark or idiot mark and try this. Jump in the ring on us, man, because you're going to get hammered. I'm just saying. Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Man, I just had to get that out. I'm serious, I had to. You can agree, you don't disagree, whatever, Just saying, I understand why Chavo was upset. He might have changed his opinion after he's seen the full video, but as of right, at the time when it was going viral, I mean, they didn't show the full video. Yeah, dude, I would have been a little ticked off too. Yeah. But speaking of someone being ticked off, oh man, telling you, I tried to tell you people that new Ric Flair podcast, Woo Nation Uncensored, gems every week. And I cannot wait for the gem that we're going to talk about next here on the Stephon Devereux Show because, man, Ric Flair's hot. He hot. But, oh, man, I can't wait. But you're listening to the Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. We'll be right back after the break.